Recording is on.
Now, for business and CRM automation, some of us who are into business, Aisha introduced me as a sales manager. Yes, we have used Salesforce automation, SFA, long, long, long ago when I was still a sales manager, like about 10 years ago. So that was where we started the automation thing. And the first time I had to experience Salesforce automation. So there are CRM tools that helps you to automate whatever processes you want to deploy in your organizations. So some of them are hotspots, some Salesforce workflow, Drift, Intercom. So there are many CRM tools. The last one I used, Senri was also another CRM tool. There's Odo. So you can actually try out some of these if you are in this sector. For testing and monitoring, I have not used Postman monitors. I have not used Test Cafe and Selenium, but I have used Prometheus and Grafana. For DevOps engineers, you will definitely meet this. You will need it to monitor your pods that are running on your clusters. If your pods are down, Prometheus will tell you that your pods are down. Grafana monitors collect the logs and the activities on your pod, while Prometheus shows you the graphic health, the whether it is healthy or not. For DevOps engineers, these tools are very, very important because your job as a DevOps engineer is to monitor your applications, to make sure that your applications are always on, that there is never a server downtime. So this Prometheus and Grafana helps you to keep a check whenever the system is going down. You can automate it and also link it to your Slack accounts or Slack channels or Discord channels. This will help you to get notifications on the go when the servers are going down, probably your horizontal port assessment. So these are some of the tools. It is not exhaustive. You may have come across some that I don't know, but these are some of the ones I know and used. I made mention of traditional AI and agentic AI. There is a clear difference between agentic AI and traditional AI. This is the reason I had to put this slide here, because let's not confuse whenever we hear AI. Let's understand the classes, which one is which among them. The traditional AI is a reactive and task oriented. If you don't if you don't click on maybe trigger, the traditional AI will not prompt. It will not give you a response. You must prompt it for it to take an action. That is one of the features of traditional AI. Now, another feature is that it focuses on linear processing. If you give it 10 steps, it must do step 1, step 2, step 3 until the last step. It can never ever jump step. It cannot do anything by itself. It takes your task and your workflow sequentially as it is written or as it is programmed. So it can suggest actions to you, but it cannot take action on your behalf. It must prompt you to execute the trigger before it can even respond to you. So it can only suggest, but it cannot perform an action without your trigger. On the other hand, agentic AI is proactive. Agentic AI is outcome oriented. Just tell the agent, this is what you want to do. Agent would go do all the processes, complex reasoning, search the web, do this, do that, then come out with your results. The agentic AI is just um, what is enabling the robots and what we are building today in the name of AI. And for us, we are still scratching the surface in Africa, because I don't know how many African talents that had built models, AI models by itself. You know, we rather leverage on models that are already built to build our solutions. But we have to even start from there. You have to start from building upon an existing model to be able to even start somewhere in the AI euphoria. So agentic AI uses iterative processes. It must not be um, sequential, but it iterates the actions by itself. It iterates the functions or the processes by directly. It executes the task for you because it has some memory of what you have loaded to it. Let's take, for instance, your ChatGPT. If you start communicating with your ChatGPT already knows, has information about you in the memory. You can ask him something now. He did not even specify, do this for me. But because he has some information already in the memory, it will start acting and giving you solutions or suggestions or writing things for you based on the memory he has. Okay. So this is what agentic AI does. But the traditional AI will never ever think for you because it doesn't have any memory. It doesn't have any storage. It is stateless. It doesn't have any storage. But agentic AI has memory. While traditional AI is a passive tool that awaits for command. Agentic AI acts as a proactive digital teammate that pursues high-level goals and independently. Traditional AI is just like a calculator, okay? While the agentic AI is like a professional assistant or project coordinator doing things by itself as long as it has a result in mind. Now, for us today, I want us to build simple workflow automations using Airtable and anything. Please, if you have heard about these two tools before today, can you just show some reactions, maybe by raising of hands, maybe by thumbs, so that we know if we are familiar with these tools or not? Those who may have come across it, please, I need to, yes, show me your reactions. Show me your reactions. So I want to take it that majority of us in this forum may not have heard about them. So I'm going to do an introduction to Airtable and anything, and we are going to also build simple workflow automations. Very, very basic for us to understand. Now, for Airtable, first of all, you need to set up an account, sign up and set up an account, then log in into your account, then um, create a workspace, create a base. Now, a workspace is different from base, and base is also different from table. For We are going to see all of these things when we start the practical. So when you sign up, the first thing you do is to create a workspace. Your workspace gathers, or you can create as many workspaces as possible, but your workspace gathers your information like a project. You're working on this particular project. So every other thing you're creating will be under that project. If you leave that workspace, you can create another workspace for a different purpose altogether, for a different project. Now, after the you have created your workspace, you create a base. A base is where the tables are being created. You create your base on top of your table. Now, we are going to add a form, a table form. Then use that Airtable form to collect data. We set up a form, just like the way you set up your Google form. Set up your form, then you send the link. Somebody will now fill the form. The form will automatically populate on your Airtable base. When it populates, we are going to also create an automation that will take it from Airtable to um, Google Sheets. So the final destination of our data is going to be on Google Sheets. Now, if you have ever used Google Form before, you will ask yourself this question: why is it that when you create a Google Form and people fill their form, you see that same form in a Google Sheet? It is just the work of automation. It is just the work of simple automation that makes, which is already inbuilt in your Google Workspaces. So your Google Workspace already has an inbuilt automation that tells the system, if somebody fills a form and submits, kindly transfer the data into a Google Sheet. So, but Airtable has its own storage on their cloud. We want to put that data from Airtable. When somebody submits the file, we want to put that data from Airtable to a Google Sheet. That is also a workflow. So that if you have a form tomorrow to create, to gather data from people, you will not be stressing your head, how can I get this data in a Google form? Or you have to download, you have to do export and all of that. Automatically, as the people are filling the form, the information is populating on your Google Sheet. Okay, so this is one of the simple workflows we are going to build. I also have here images showing how you can create the account. I designed this template, this slide, for those who may not have known this before now, so that if you have this after this class today, if you have the slide, you can actually go through it as well and use it as a guide to practice on your own. Please don't limit your knowledge and don't limit yourself to this interactive forum. After this session, go back and practice. Whatever you are hearing or you're seeing me do today is not enough. You must do it. And one thing I want everybody to do, if you ever build successfully, share it on your Google or your social media accounts. Share it on platforms that you want people to see your job, see your progress you've made so far. Tag one dev in all the social media accounts. If you're in the Discord channel, please put the work you've done on Discord channel. It will motivate others, it will help others to learn. Okay, at the end of this class, I want to see as many of us who can build simple solutions and share it. If you need more information, if you need guidance on any of your automation workflows, kindly call out and we are there to help you out. So this page is when you want to create a new account. You have to enter an official email account. If you enter the official email account, it sends you a code. With the code, you will now have to complete the registration process. When you complete the registration process, the next thing is you create your workflow, your workspace, sorry. Like I said, this is the first thing you do on Airtable. You create your workspace. Now, after the workspace, you create your base. This is the base showing the details of the table in the base, and every base is hosted inside the workspace, right? We're going to see them in practice, but I'm just showing you so that you will know how and where we got all these things from. Now, this is a form page. You can also create a form. When you create an Airtable form, you publish the form and share the link for people to fill in their data. We are going to also do that this evening. Now, after filling the form, the information comes on the base and it populates automatically as the person is submitting the form base inside your Airtable workspace. Now, this is Airtable has the base, it has the form, it has the automation. I will still show you all of these things when we log in. So the automation session is for you to set up an automation on your table. You can give it, you can do any kind, you can even from the Airtable send an email. You can from Airtable connect another API to be able to work for you. You can also, like I said, move the data that you have collected with the form from Airtable to Google Sheet. So you are using the automation to be able to achieve that. I don't know if we should first of all do practical for Airtable before we can do anything. What do you guys think?
Hello, there's a question. David has a question. Probably we can hear it a bit better.
So okay, what's the
Okay,
question?
so I think we can just round up the section first, then we can go ahead to like address all these questions so that we don't get distracted or derail from what we are learning. So let's keep questions till the end of the section. Yeah. So for now, maybe we should just learn Airtable, then go to N8N.
Okay, so we'll go to Airtable first of all. Let me open my account. Okay, guys, if you go to Google and type or your any internet browser that you're using, you just type airtable.com. This is the URL, airtable.com. Once you type it and click enter, you're going to arrive here. This is their landing page. So if you have not created an account before, can go through their read more to learn. You can read to, okay, they have a documentation page. So if you have not created an account before, you can come here and click on sign up for free. You see that screen I shared earlier. So this is where you are going to put, and guys, it must be a company email, except your email is hosted on Google email, but it must be a company email. If you use your personal email, I doubt if it's going to work. So you can create a company email, then you will sign in here. Let me just use somebody else's email account. So once you click, you put your full name and your password, then you sign up. It sends you a link for you to complete the process. It sends you a code for you to complete the process. But since I have already created the account, I don't want to go through creating a new account that I might not be using. So let me log in. I'll click on sign in and use my email address.